Hi there everyone, and welcome to the second video, a slightly more advanced video on how to go about using the Schoolhouse software to create a revision session for yourself. So again, at the moment this is only working for IPS, but we envisage that this will be soon working for the different modules for you to use to create good quality revision sessions to help you. So as detailed in the previous video, the basics of how to use the system is all inside there. So we really recommend for you to watch that basic video first and then come on to the slightly more advanced tutorial on more of the ins and outs of the software and how to do slightly more advanced searches. Maybe a little bit of troubleshooting as well. So your best resource for this video and for the whole of the software is the S.M.I.L.E page on the e-course. So if you sign into the e-course with your ID and search for S.M.I.L.E, this is the lovely page that greets you. And probably the best thing to do is to scroll down towards the mid bottom, and you've got a nice video on how to generate your first session. And all of our videos that we'll be doing, we put onto here for you to use and see, so you can review this at any time that you need to. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up another session like Dimitri has done in the previous video, and we're going to go through that and have a look at some of the problems that we might find and how to get around them. So I'm going to skip through how to use the software very briefly, because that's all explained in the first video. So you want to open up your software, the Schoolhouse software, and you want to open up your blank template. Now, on the right hand side, we have something called the Design Layout tab, and as you can see that there's a few short answer questions already present within our document. So, if we go into our document view and have a little look at that, we can see that there are already questions in our supposedly blank template, and obviously we don't want this. We want a completely fresh start to make ourselves a new session. So, how do you get around this? You can close that down by clicking on this X button and go back onto the e-course. Click on the IBS folder, and you want to re-download that blank template that's inside this folder. So you want to download that. Perfect. So you go back into the Schoolhouse software again, and you want to open that blank template. So this is quite a common problem that you can easily get around just by going straight back onto the e-course and installing that again. And as you can see on the right hand side in the Design Layout tab, that there's only the 4 main headers that we need. And our document looks completely empty, which is perfect. So if you go back onto Design View, and we can put in our questions from our question bank. And let's just say that we want to do quite a simple paper, just for the purposes of this. So we'll have all the categories from IBS. In terms of level, we'll just have levels 2, 3 and 4. So that's what we're going to go with to form ourselves quite a nice easy paper, hopefully. Just to make it even easier, let's throw in some short answer questions. No long answer questions. So we can see that we've got about 94 questions. That's obviously a little bit too much for what we want. So let's say that we want about 10 questions. So in the previous video, it was detailed that you use custom selection and you can easily select about 10 questions randomly and put them into your past paper. Now, we found that there's a bit of a problem with Windows 10 if you've got a Windows 10 machine. And this custom selection doesn't always work too well, as I'm about to show you. So let's say we just want to choose 10 and draw from every single module, as from all the modules that we want to have. So we want a random selection from all of the different modules that are within IBS, and 10 questions in total. And for whatever reason, the software sometimes doesn't like this, and it does all sorts of funny things. So what you can do, if you want to do this nice and quickly, is just choose randomly yourself. So let's say you want to click on question 1. If you hold down the control key, and you can scroll down and select another one. Let's say question 12. Keep scrolling down, question 25, 27, 29, and just randomly select them, and you can shove them into your queue. And you can see we've got 8 questions here, but we want 10. Shove 2 more in, done. So that's a nice easy way. What you can alternatively do is play around with this custom selection. So We found that with Windows 10, if you do something as a percent, it works a lot better. However, it's still not exactly perfect. In fact, it barely selects any of them at all. So you can add that to queue and you can keep doing that over and over again. Or what you can do is bump this up to something slightly higher. And again, select all your categories again. And we've got a few more selected this time. And you can just repeatedly do this until you get the right answer. It's up to you whatever you do. But let's say that you want 10 questions, you can use either method. You can either select them manually, which is a little bit faster and less stressful, or you can go through the custom selection and keep doing that over and over again. So let's just randomly select a few more and shove them in. So we've got ourselves 10 questions from all the modules. I'm going to add that to your test. Wonderful. So on the right hand side we can confirm that we have 10 short answer questions, and we can confirm that by going back to document view and having a little look at that. So we've got ourselves 10 quite nice questions here from a range of 3 marks to just 1 mark. So of course you can go through all these by yourself and you can see how you feel about them. Okay, so let's get this into a PDF or a software or a format that we can actually do something with it. So you want to press print, and as detailed inside the previous video, you want to install the Do PDF 8 software, and you want to print it to that software, and you want to browse and save it somewhere that's nice and accessible for you. So I've been shoving it into my downloads folder, whatever's up to you, wherever you want to shove it. So let's just call this one simple IBS questions, and you press OK, and you cancel this random pop that comes up again. So you have your document that you've got here, and it's up to you. You can either keep this grey watermark, which makes it look quite ugly, and if it's unreadable, so for example the question 8 over here is pretty difficult to read. What is the difference between osmolality and osmolarity? Something the units for each. It's up to you. You can get rid of it or you can keep it, but we'll get rid of it. So you need to go into that ADF text replacer, that's also in the link in the description below, and you're going to press try. You're going to add the file that you've just created, and you go onto advanced, and you're going to type in all these different things, and then press replace. And you can add these in by clicking on add and just typing them in manually, and the case is important, so whether it's capital or not capital, it's important that you try and get that in there. And what will happen is they'll all get deleted manually on the system, and you want to replace that. Okay, so this pop-up has now popped up. The process cannot access the file because it is being used by another process. Okay, this is computers being computers for you. What you can do to get around that is by closing down the PDF that you've opened from the previous software. So once that's closed down, you can replace, and you press yes, and it gets done successfully. You click on yes to open, and it opens it nicely for you, and you've got your question session all there for you right there. So we've gone through a couple of different problems there. We've gone through, first of all, the problem with having a supposedly blank template that's actually got things on there that you might have done in the previous day, and now you want to create a new one, and you come to the blank template and you've got all these questions on it that you don't really want. So that's the good way to get rid of it, by going back onto the e-course and reinstalling that blank template. We've gone over the problem about selecting the different questions in the filter, and Windows 10 for some reason has got a problem with this, and it may not be Windows 10, maybe some other problem, but we'll be looking into this and making sure that this is sorted out. But again, if you do need to get questions onto your past paper, and for whatever reason that custom selection is not working, either select them manually, which is probably what we would recommend, or you can play around with the custom selection until you get the right number that you would like. We've also gone through the problem of having that PDF replacement, the text replacement problem, where you're trying to save it but it's not saving, and it can all get quite confusing. And that's simply done by just closing down the previous PDF that you've opened with the watermark on there, and then saving it. And it will open up the nice, clean, fresh PDF that then you can use and print and do whatever you want with. And that's it for now in this advanced tutorial. Again, if you have any questions at all, you can email any one of us. If you go onto the e-course page and you can find my picture, if you right click on that and you can click on copy email address and you can email me directly. Alternatively, you can speak to Dimitri, who's the head of S.M.I.L.E, and you can right click on that and copy that email address. And if you have any problem with the tournaments, which is in detail inside another video, you can right click on James's picture and you can copy his email address and email him directly with any problems. Another thing that you can do to get in contact with us is by going right to the bottom of the eCourse page, and you can post a quick question on the threads at the bottom. And this is something that we'll definitely be checking quite regularly, and we'll be having any feedback and stuff you've got there. That's all for now. Thank you very much.